Then Speedy came in, and he said to us too, "Did you have any fun? Tell me, what did you do?" And Tony and I did not know what to say. Should we tell him the things that went on there at the range that day? Should we tell him about it? Now, what should we do? Well, what would you do if Speedy asked you?
Dad, do you like cats?
Yeah, I love cats, but I can hardly ever read a whole one by myself. Okay, so by the time you see this, our YouTube channel will probably have 5,000 subscribers, which that's a big deal for us. But what it's been doing is it's generating a lot of phone calls, people asking the same questions over and over. So I guess I have to do another Answer Man video. So one of the things everybody asks is how much? And I never know what to say, because the how much is a question of component cost. It's how much does the components cost, because our build fee is exactly the same, assuming that there's nothing special that goes on with it. But so I had all these components laying on the bench. I was just getting ready to start building this gun, and I realized, hey, I got everything laying here. We might as well put the prices on everything and just let people see, and then that way they can sort of figure out how much. And really, the components that are here are less expensive than some of the stuff we've been using. Like, for instance, in a previous video, we just used that foundation stock. That was over $1,400, correct, Vicki?
$1,440.
$1,440 just for a stock. So you got to realize that stocks, barrels, receivers, triggers, just in those, there could easily be, what, $1,000 to $1,500 variance in the price just on those components, right? Wouldn't you say? So I'm just going to go over this exact build right here. And I guess we'll start with this. This is a bat receiver. I showed this in another video. This is bat VR, right bolt, left port, solid bottom single shot, right? Solid bottom. Just our standard one, 20 MOA rail, integral lug, melanited. I mean, it's just a really, really beautiful receiver. And so what I did is I wrote the price right on them. So for that bat receiver, $1,530. And that, again, this is our actual costs on stuff. This is what it literally is. We rounded to the dollar, but that's what it actually cost. So here, I'll lay things out of the way as we go. So that's a receiver. Here's a stock. This is going to be a bench gun. This is a Macmillan Thule MBR, inletted, obviously, for that receiver. I really like this stock. The only thing I wished is that they had black in here also. In other words, orange, yellow, and black. And they said, oh, we can't do 3 colors. Well, that's a bunch of bull. They can do 3 colors. I've seen 3 color stocks. But anyways, this is a nice stock. These stocks off of the bench, they're pretty decent to shoot off of the bench. So anyways, here, come and show them that. $845 for that stock. Okay, then what? Barrels. So I got 2 barrels here. And I don't know whether this is going to be a 1-barrel gun or a 2-barrel gun. I haven't decided yet. So this is a Bartlein 1-8, 236, 243, 4-groove, 31-inch blank. This is 340 by 1.1. And I'm going to pull this off here just to show you how big this barrel is. This is a big barrel. Okay, so look. By the way, show them the end of that barrel. That's where barrels are stamped. All the information's on there. Again, I don't know if you can see that very clearly. Okay, here, look. So at the breech, about 342 is what that measures. Now remember the receiver. Well, you know what? I'll show you that. I might as well show you that right now. So see the receiver, watch. The receiver is exactly 350, which, by the way, bat gets their tolerances pretty darn good. So 350, this is 342, that's only 8 thou. there'll be 4 thousandths on a side. So in other words, pretty much perfect mating up. I don't like them. I don't like a barrel to be inch 350 on the chance that there could be a discrepancy either between the barrel or the receiver, because I don't want it standing proud. So these were actually ordered as inch 340, right? And I take a little bit off of there anyways, so it may and indeed be inch 340. What I'm trying to say is I want the barrel to be just a little smaller than the receiver. But look at the muzzle on this thing, okay? The muzzle on this is 1.102. So again, all these guys, they get their numbers pretty darn good. So these barrels, like I said, there's 2 of them. I don't know whether I'm going to use 2. You might as well just show them on this. So for that barrel, $487. And people will be like, well, if you get on their website, that's not what it says. Yes, that's correct. But these are oversized, non-standardized, oversized diameter and oversized length. And so it doesn't matter, Krieger, Bartlett, Brooks, any of those, they charge you for larger in diameter and they charge you for longer in length. We waited quite a long time on these barrels also. So there's 2 of those. They're sequentially serial numbered, again, supposedly identical, right? So you got those barrels. Then here's the trigger. This is the trigger is going to go in this gun. It's a Trigger Tech Diamond. Pretty nice. Again, I've been thinking about triggers. On hunting guns, I still like those Huber 2 stages so much. But on a bench gun, they're not light enough. Anyways, that is $315 for that trigger. Then you get into, well, the little stuff. Here's a bat 2-hole trigger guard. This is a steel one. They made these in steel and aluminum. Unfortunately, the last time we asked them, they said they're not going to make them anymore.
Not the
Which,
steel.
what?
The steel.
They're what?
They're not making the steel one.
Oh, they're not making the steel? They're going to make aluminum?
They're on the website.
Oh, well, anyways, I really like these. They're really nice. These are nice trigger guards, but they're also a really nice price for a trigger guard. And again, this melanite matches this receiver. So that's kind of nice. Although we usually Duracoat our receivers anyways. So you got a trigger, a trigger guard. You got a trigger guard. Then this stuff right here. So that's 1032 with a brass insert, 2 extra bat screws. Then this is a custom escutcheon that I make. That's going to go here on where this hole is, right? This will end up being in there like that, inletted into that. All this little stuff, they don't give this stuff away either. And like I said, I had to make that. What do you got written down here, Vicki? $72. $72 for what's in my hand right there. So there's that. Then a bore guide. A bore guide comes with every gun we build, and these things take me over an hour. Again, if you had CNC, you could make that in 1 minute. But I sit here and do them manually, and they fit very nice, but $35 for that. That's a steal, by the way, because you got to buy the material, and I have over an hour machine time in it. So that's a total steal. I'm just showing you, too, some of the stuff that comes with it. Bat includes a little bit of that Milcom TW25 with every receiver, and they put a bat sticker in there, which is kind of nice. It doesn't matter. This is a number 3, but this is a reduced shell holder. And the idea of that is so that you can these are minimum spec chambers, so you can get the case to go up into the die enough to actually bump the shoulder. And I used to surface grind all these. Oh my gosh, does it take a long time. You'll be there for over an hour trying to get it perfect. Most of them now I put in the milling machine, but it eats end mills. These things are hard, really hard, and so it really eats end mills. And so because of that, $30 Vicki charges for that. So just the stuff that's right there, if you built that gun with 1 barrel, those parts are $3,384. And if it was a 2-barrel gun, $3,871 before you start. before you start at all. Now, you got to realize, then I have 100 hours in them, sometimes more. I mean, it's just so much. And then we have a flat build fee, which is $26.85. So you just add up the components, and that's the total that you get to, assuming there's nothing special. Because if things go bad, or if there's extra, in other words, if you can't put an extra 20 hours of labor into a build and be like, oh yeah, well that's free too. Because believe me, we don't make very much on these when it gets right down to it. So here's the thing though. 6mm barrels, right? And so, oh yeah, this moved. I didn't want this to move. So Vicky's gonna show you something here. I have not decided what it's gonna be chambered for. And here, I wanna show you something. Let me have this. Here, look at these cartridges. I don't know if you can see it very good. If you can't, Vicky is going to insert a photo right here. Okay, so now she'll put that photo up and you'll be able to see it a lot better. But what I have here is, I have 6BR. All these are either 105s to 109s is what's laying right here. So I have a 6BR, a 6 Dasher, a 6 GT, a 6x47 Lapua, a 6XC, and 6 Creedmoor. Now there's 2 that are really missing there. There's actually more than 2. That's not all the different variations. So obviously the King is not there, 6 PPC. And 6BRA is not there. And like I said, there's a bunch of little wildcats in there. I don't have reamers for those 2. Speaking of the 6 PPC, I have always wanted to build a 6 PPC for, say we'd set them up for like 103 vapor trails, or 105s, even 109s. I always wanted to do that. I just never got around to it, and I've never had anybody that just said, yeah, we're doing that. But you talk about how cool that would be as a live varmint gun. Say it's going to be a prairie dog gun. You build a 6 PPC to shoot 105s. Oh my gosh, who knows what that might be capable of. And the 6BRA, unless someone asks me, I'm not going to have that reamer. But these cartridges right here are some of the best. They really are. It's just as far as overall accuracy, and even, although I'm a big gun guy, even some of them for hunting. For instance, I have a guy right now who's thinking about building either a 6XC, or you might want to show them these so they can see how big these are, a 6XC or a 6 Creedmoor as a deer rifle. And the guy is like really into extreme accuracy and making perfect placement shots. Again, I don't see a problem with that. He said he's killed tons of stuff with a 6mm Remington, which is somewhat obsolete now because you can't get brass and stuff for it. That's a great cartridge, by the way. Regular 6mm Remington. I always wanted one of those when I used to hunt groundhogs a lot in the east, but I never got one. But I wished I had. So my comments on these cartridges are 6BR. I've built those for 68 grain bullets, either mass-produced or custom bullets, but I also built a couple of them for 105s. I will say something, and the bench rest guys will probably poo-poo this, but if you had a hot barrel, a real Hummer barrel, a 6BR can run with 6 PPCs. And again, if there's 100 guns on the line and there's one 6BR, unless you have the hottest barrel there, the PPC guys are probably gonna beat you, but it's a really, really accurate cartridge. And the cool thing about it is how efficient it is. You see, all these cartridges here, these are in ascending case capacity, the way I have them all laid here, right? So smallest, bigger, 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 right? Okay. By the way, here's something else. Look at my face so they understand what I'm about to say. I also have a reamer for 6 284 Lapua. 284 Winchester, but it's on Lapua brass. Same deal. I've wanted to build that thing forever. It's going to be hard on barrels, no doubt about it. But you might have 105s going like 3,600 feet a second. 3,700 feet a second. That would be a really cool cartridge to mess with. Again, more in a bench gun. But each one of these is greater case capacity than the other. But here's the interesting thing about it. The 6BR is by far and away the most efficient of them all. It does, with and I don't have a book in front of me, but with a little bit of powder, it does almost what the ones with way more powder do. I mean, it's really, really a good cartridge. So the 6-dasher, I've never personally owned a 6-dasher, but it has set tons of 1,000-yard records. Again, with 103s, 105s, I mean the 8s, the 9s, that thing has set zillions, won many, many matches, many relays. It's a really good cartridge. There's no doubt about it. Now, this 6GT, and that's partly why I'm showing this. Come and show this again, Vicki. You notice this 6GT is right in the middle. And I don't know. I have only built one so far. And if you go look at that video, I mean, them last 4 bullets went through the same hole. In the zeros. I'm wondering if it's going to be the best of all of these. Again, I don't know, but I haven't decided. You see all these cartridges here? I have reamers for all these. I'm going to build this bench gun in one of these cartridges. But I truly, at this moment, as we stand here, I have not decided which one. I am strongly leaning toward the 6GT. But this will be kind of cool. Tell me in the comments which cartridge you want to see. And if there's an overwhelming favorite, if like 100 guys say, I want to see 6GT, that's what I'll build it in. But I'm going to build one of these, and I'm going to do it probably starting tomorrow. So hopefully she'll get this video up tonight. But here, come back here. Let's go through these again. So this 6GT is really impressive. Just everything about it is really good. But hunt around on our website, 6x47 Lapua. There are groups on there with different guns we built for customers over the years. In the zeros, down in the zeros, 0.0 something, and those are 5-shot groups. And there was a couple of those guns, it just did that. I mean, that's what it did. If you got a 0.1 or 0.2, that was a big group. I mean, that is an extremely accurate cartridge. 6XC. I built quite a few 6XCs. I really like 6XC. But as far as pure accuracy, of those 3, which one is more accurate? I would say they all. Either 3 of those could be as accurate or more accurate than the other, depending on the quality of the barrel. Now, 6 Creedmoor. I built quite a few 6 Creedmoors too. And it's the most case capacity of all of them. You're going to get the most velocity out of it. If it was a hunting gun, definitely then I would go 6 Creedmoor. I wouldn't even decide among these other ones. If it's a hunting gun, it's going to be 6 Creedmoor. You could even shoot 110 A-tips out of it, right? So you got a fairly decent sized bullet there. You're running more velocity than a 243. I mean, it's a really good option. The other thing about it is with 6 Creedmoor, there is a lot of, here, come over here. There's a lot of really good factory ammo. I should have brought it all up here. I have a whole bunch at home. This is Sig Sauer, and this is 107 grain, and it's just on the box. It's saying 2950. Anyways, look at that. So if you're a guy that doesn't hand load, I'm going to go back through those and determine of the options. If you don't hand load and you want to shoot deer and or coyotes or whatever, I would say the 6 Creedmoor is the choice. There's no doubt about that. Because, come back over here, 6BR, Lapua, actual Lapua, they do make some factory ammo for that, okay? But like the 6-dasher, that's a Wildcat. There is no factory ammo for that. The 6GT, I actually do think somebody makes, and the only reason I'm saying this is I found some brass. I think 6GT is factory loaded, but I'm not sure who does it. But again, it's not going to be popular. It's never going to be like 6 Creedmoor. 6x47 Lapua, you realize you're starting out with 6.5 by 47 Lapua brass. So it's somewhat of a Wildcat. It's an easy Wildcat, though. I mean, it's just one operation to neck it down. So that's no big deal. 6XC, as far as I know, there is no factory ammo. I would doubt that there ever would be. Okay, I don't think you're ever going to see that. And then, like I said, 6 Creedmoor, there's tons of different really high-quality factory ammo. Again, go back and hunt on our website. Some of those guns shot factory ammo. You remember this, Vicki? They shot factory ammo 3/10, easy. 3/10 of an inch, no problem. So the deal is these are all great cartridges. Just absolutely. I love to build all these. You know, if you have a good barrel and everything's right, you take it out, it's gonna shoot. There's just no doubt about it. So, and I gotta tell you why I'm building this, because this is not a customer gun. So, I don't know if you guys know who Austin Bushman is from Reloading Weatherby, but he is coming here. He's coming here and we're gonna collaborate on some videos. And I just asked him, I said, have you ever shot a full-blown custom bench gun? And he said, no, I've never had the privilege of doing that. Well, I had all this stuff here, and I was planning on building this anyways at some point. And so like, okay, I'm building a bench gun. And I want it to really hammer is the deal. I want it to really hammer. I want him to be able to go out. We'll hopefully, on camera, we'll be able to go out and shoot this thing and maybe get some 1/4-inch groups, 5-shot groups. If you've never shot a bench gun, because this thing is going to weigh a lot. This gun's probably going to weigh, I'll bet it'll weigh, what do you think, 18 pounds? 17, 18 pounds? They're just a joy to shoot because you can shoot it free recoil. Once you get everything lined up, you just reach in there and touch the trigger. And if everything's right through the same hole. So he's coming here soon, in about a month. I need to get this gun done before that. And then again, and we're not teasing, the Reamer Man actually is coming. That will be, again, we're waiting on less expensive plane tickets. What else? Can you think anything else that I wanted to say about?
No, I think that was it.
Is that it? All right, so if you can remember, vote, I guess. Vote with your comment. Tell me which one of these you would like to see. And remember, I'm trying to get the most accuracy. That's what I want. I want to build a really accurate gun. And again, I don't know whether I'm going to build it with 1 barrel or with 2 barrels. I could, I don't even know if I want to say this. I could build one like a 6-dasher and the other one like 6GT. But I don't know. That's a lot. And plus, like I said, them are $500 barrels. So I don't know whether I'll do that or not. I think that's it. I guess let me know. Let me know in the comments. All right, see you later.